Hello there. This is the DEI-Alliance Spotlight. I am your guest host, Lucas Ramirez. We are really excited to have a big-time guest today. But first, just want to remind everybody that this DEI-Alliance Spotlight with the Latino Coaches Association is presented by Rising Coaches, the largest coaching tree in basketball. And for just $8 a month using the promo code May2023, you can become a member of Rising Coaches for more relationships, development, and opportunities. You can find out more at risingcoaches.com. But anyway, without further ado, Coach, thank you for being here. Please introduce yourself and tell us what school you are at currently.
Okay, well, first, thank you for having me. This is always fun to do. I appreciate it. I more so love listening to the other coaches that do these things. So this is going to be great. But I'm Coach Val is what I go by, Val Huizar. I'm the head coach at St. Mary's University. It's a D2 in San Antonio, Texas. And I guess bullet points on how I got here. I got my starting journey at Tyler Junior College. I'm forever thankful for Coach T for taking a chance on a kid with no experience. Got to be her assistant for a year. Then went on to NAIA school, Our Lady of the Lake, as an assistant with Coach Minner, who's gone on to win like 1,000 more games since then. And from there, I got my first head coaching opportunity at my alma mater, which was unbelievable blessing. At 26, I got to be a head coach at my alma mater, NAIA school at LSU Shreveport. So I still thank Coach McDowell and Coach Howell for, again, just, providing that opportunity. And then, of course, didn't see it coming, but I got to be an assistant here at St. Mary's for a year under Coach Martins and thought I'd be here a long time because it's hometown, born and raised in San Antonio. But sure enough, a year later on the recruiting trail, Coach Broadhead approached me at University of Louisiana. And I got to be an assistant there for 5 years. Loved every second of it. Loved Lafayette. And then, of course, now here I am. I got an opportunity to come back home to be the head coach at St. Mary's. And it's been a ball since,
Yeah, that's awesome. One thing that sticks out when you look into your background, look into your resume, first off, this is really cool because I feel like I've known you through social media, through all the LABC stuff. We're never on the men's side ever able to make the women's events or vice versa other than like Zoom. So this is awesome just being able to connect with you and have conversation.
Yeah, this is cool.
But looking into your background, very unique, like you said, opportunity, incredibly young, being a head coach. And not only that, in a short period of time, having experiences across different levels from, NAIA, Division I, junior college, you've been able to see it all in a short period of time. What have you learned? And you can answer this a couple ways, specifically at each stop or just kind of in general. What have you kind of taken from each level? What have you have seen that can be applied across all levels? What is very unique to maybe where you're at right now to where you've been before? Just in that ballpark.
Right. Well, as far as level goes, to me, I've always said this. There's no such thing as a D1 or D2 person. There's no such thing as an NAIA person. So 100%. I get very annoyed when mainly parents, because it's really not the kids. They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
But they get wrapped up in level. But I've been so fortunate to be around some unbelievable competitors. So, you're as a coach, you kind of form, who you are through your experiences in a way, or at least you always take a little bit something from each stop, like you said. So like with Coach T at Tyler, she works them hard. I mean, it's JUCO, man. It's, sink or swim. So it was so much fun just seeing how hard you can push these kids, but also love on them even harder. Like she loved on them harder than she pushed them, and she pushed them. So, but it was just so great. I was so happy for her. She won the national championship last year.
Oh, wow.
And every year she's been successful. I mean, I was just there a year, so I was just able to observe and help any way I could. We won 25 games by just playing hard.
Yeah.
Same with Coach Minner, elite competitor. And what I liked about him, like he's a male in the women's game. He never treated them like females or women. They're
Yes.
like athletes.
Yeah.
Again, competitors. First year, he took over as a head coach. I was his assistant. And we went 30-4. I think we went, I don't remember, 27 or something games the next year, only because he pushed them to play hard, never accepted any type of mediocrity in their effort, in their practice, in any drill. Like, it was all just compete, compete, compete.
Yeah.
We were in AI school, but we had just as high of expectations as any level. And then, I don't know, just all the levels, I've just been fortunate to be around competitors. So I just feel like that's a disservice to my kids now to, it's okay, you're a D2. I just came from a D1. You can pass it a little softer. You can go a little half speed. No. These kids deserve to be pushed.
Yeah.
And I learned that from observing Coach T and from observing Minner. I mean, Coach Martins and Coach Broadhead, they gave me so much responsibility. They had confidence in me to do a lot of things as an assistant. So with those two, being a head coach now, I'm very easily willing to pass on a lot of duties, a lot of responsibilities to our assistant, Coach Boyd, now. I mean, it's like, you got the sideline out of bounds, baselines, put it in, do your thing, call it in game. And since she's done so well with that, you get more. So just being able to have that confidence as someone's assistant, I remember that feeling, and I want to give that to the assistants that we have.
Yeah.
So I just feel like having that, two types of learning, I guess I'll just talk about that. Just having the best head coaches and experiences that way. I've just learned a lot from that.
That's awesome. What would you say, was there someone, a mentor, one of your bosses at one juncture who pushed you to find different opportunities so young and explore going for that head coaching job, like to take that next step? Like, was there someone in your life that was very instrumental to keep pushing you?
Not so much a specific individual. I would honestly say all of them. Every opportunity I've had has come not necessarily when I was looking, so to speak, but when the opportunities have arrived, they were just like, go for it. I mean, I've always had a great family support, but I think wherever you're at, if you just bust your tail in whatever it is you're doing, they see that you're ready for what's to come or anything that comes your way. It's like they've earned. So I just feel like maybe just having that work ethic has opened those doors, and the people I've been around have been supportive. So maybe not so much pushed. I always feel like coaches need to have more of that internal drive to do the job and then more. But having the support was huge. Even with this job, like Coach Broadhead was like, I know you've been wanting to be a head coach, go for it. But it was never like if you don't get it, you're not welcome back here. I'm learning, like in this business, a lot of head coaches have that type of mentality, and it's not right. So I don't know. I think they understand that it's genuine. The work ethic's there. I care about the kids. Should this had not have worked out, I would have been 100% all in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've been fortunate with a few, like anyone I've worked with has been awesome and supportive. I think the support is really more important than the push, because if they have to push you, they're not going to want you around very long.
Yeah.
So the support's been good.
So kind of shifting gears from assistant to head coach. Now you're the big boss. I guess kind of a two-parter here. What was the first order of business for you as soon as you signed on the dotted line, making it official? And then maybe this does involve this a little bit. What do you look for when you're hiring an assistant coach?
Well, in particular for this job, and actually at Shreveport, it was making sure that we had a good assistant. I don't have a whole staff of 3 or 4. So my first order of business was sitting down with Coach Boyd and having a meal. I like breaking bread. I think you can get a lot more done that way than just an official office type setting when it comes to a staff. But it was making sure that we were aligned, that she understood things would change a little bit. Are you in? Are you out? And then, of course, from there, it was calling all the returners and meeting with them face to face, as many as I could.
Yeah.
And same thing. This is what will change. This are the expectations, all of that. What was that second part of your question?
Is what do you look for when hiring an assistant?
It's stuff that you see way before you do the actual hiring. Again, it's honestly the hard work. It's just they kind of have to have a body of work, and that doesn't mean they, need experience. I know a lot of young people hate that, right? But you're getting experience if you are a player. Does the coach say, oh yeah, she's early, she works hard, I never have to worry about her off-court issues? Like, that's your experience if you want to break in as a kid. If you're a student manager, are you the best one? Are you so the best thing I look for is just dependability. Like, are you dependable?
Yeah.
Just for the simple task. Anything else, it's like X's and O's and culture that kind of forms itself under a good leader. So I feel like that's my job to make sure I show that. But to me, it's just your dependability. Are you able to just do what's asked when it's asked? And like what we were saying earlier, you shouldn't have to be pushed. Work, but
you should have that motivation to learn whatever you got to learn, do whatever you got to do, and from there, no doubt.
And you can tell if they were a player or if they're a young assistant. Coaches know, and they will let you know.
Yeah, no question about that. And kind of already alluded to this. I probably could answer this question for you, but advice for anyone trying to break into the business, maybe more so particular. Someone who is waiting for that opportunity to transition from assistant to head coach.
Right. Well, one, I would say, honestly, don't be choosy. Like, opportunity, you can't filter your opportunity to just very small, things, like whether it's, you got to be willing to leave home. You got to be willing to maybe work a side job to make ends meet if you're breaking in to the business. I had to help be an RA at Tyler. Hated it, but
that's probably that's a whole different interview we can do, right?
Yeah. How much time do you have for the JUCO life, right? Loved it though, but yeah, no. I mean, as far as head coach, you got to put in extra work as far as knowing who you are. I'm not saying X's and O's. That goes without saying. You just really got to put in extra work in yourself and be confident. The only way you can be confident, we tell this to our girls, right, is go put work in the gym. Be confident in your shot, go get shots up. But if you want to break in and be a head coach, you just have to have this gumption about you in any task you're doing as an assistant. I mean, show not just your staff, but the administration that, wow, like I had a conversation with this person and I walked away like they got their stuff together. They're confident. They're hungry. So, no task is too small. Be really, really good at whatever task you have. Ask for more. If it gets denied, don't pout. As far as being a head coach, you just got to be ready for that opportunity. You really can't plan when it'll come.
Yeah.
Just surround yourself with good people and be good to the people you're surrounded with. I probably should have just said that. And then you just never know what could happen from there.
Yeah. Well, and I've always felt, I think this is just kind of the way life is. Whenever you find yourself really, really looking for whatever it is next, it's impossible to find. And then, like you said, when you least expect it, you're in the middle of your work and, like you should be. And when you're focused on it, then that's when these opportunities pop up. So it's really awesome to see that. Last two questions here for you. The first one, what influence does your culture, your background, your family history, right? How has that been ingrained in you, and it's helped you with your leadership, your coaching, your career, everything about you?
I mean, as you know, anyone in the LABC knows, like, your family is your team, right? When it's a very team-like culture, like our Hispanic family, right? So growing up, it was a team effort to get anything done, right? Yeah. And so, but at the same time, I know I talked with, Coach Patty about this. There's like no job too small for anyone in our family, and you better suck it up and do it. Now, this can be a lot of people, a lot of cultures, but the way I was brought up, again, that's just ingrained in me. I hear it in my head all the time. If I ever complain, immediately I hear my mom's voice saying, suck it up.
Yeah.
Because, hard work, that's nothing to us. And I was fortunate to have parents that worked way more than 40 hours a week, constant blue collar, just to put food on the table. So I was able to pursue a passion for a career. Right.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, again, with my brothers, it was always like a team, whatever sport we were going to, it was always just like rooting for them. And so, the culture thing that still is instilled now. Like there's no one person bigger than the program, and you better be loyal to each other and the team, because if you're not, it's really hard to get over that.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
No doubt. Love that. And then last one, fun one, I guess, for you. What does your pregame routine look like?
I don't really have one. It's funny, as an assistant, sometimes you got to help do the warm up, or you help write stuff on the board. I don't know. I get a little bored. I get antsy. I just sit out there. I'll just sit on the bench and watch the other team warm up. Sometimes they kind of give some things away, like they'll drill something that's part of their offense, which we'll never do. We're just going to warm up, layup lines, shooting lines, passing. But some teams drill their offense. So I definitely pay attention. I pay attention to the other team, the personnel. So that keeps me entertained. But honestly, I'll talk to the scores table folks. I'll talk to the other coach if they're the same way, like they just want to come out. But I'm really not one that's going to sit in the locker till the last minute and walk out, with this grand, gesture scene. I do like to watch a lot of fun, late last second plays or things like that on YouTube, and just to have something pop in my head if need be, if the note cards I have aren't quite what I want in that game.
Yeah.
But honestly, I just do random stuff to keep busy. And then I get out there once the other team's warming up. I'm sitting out there watching them warm up so I can pass the time, ready for a game. I don't like looking at our team, though. I just let them do their thing. I don't want to get mad for any stupid reason. Yeah, why did she pass it lazy? And then I'm mad at her. I don't know.
It just sets everything off in the wrong.
I know myself. I know myself, so I don't ever watch my own team.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well, Coach, thank you very much for your time. We could stay here probably all night just chopping it up and talking. But just want to end with a reminder to everybody. Please, first off, go ahead and follow Coach on social media and make sure that we follow along with her team's journey here the next seasons ahead. And then last reminder, or another reminder, that for just $8 a month, you can use the promo code May 2023 at risingcoaches.com. Again, the largest coaching tree in basketball, great place to network, develop, and just find opportunities. And then again, on behalf of the LABC, we want to say thank you to Rising Coaches as well for giving our DEI groups an opportunity to spotlight our members. I think it's another great resource for our membership to be seen by others in the basketball world and also be able to connect with other people as well. So, Coach, thank you again for your time, and we look forward to seeing you down the road.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
No doubt. No doubt.